Yes, it's John G. Sutton here. Welcome to Tales from the Jail. Today I want to talk a little bit about, this is a prison, but it's a hospital really. Ashworth Hospital at Maghull. It's an institution for the criminally insane. And I was seconded to Ashworth for a period of time whilst I was undertaking my training as a hospital officer from Liverpool Prison, Walton Jail. That's where the training school for hospital officers was. Anyway, I was sent to work at Ashworth for a period of time, and a strange place, Ashworth. They've got cells, but generally speaking, the cells were open all the day, and unless the particular occupant had been aggressive or misbehaving, they were generally speaking allowed out and walking freely round the wings, you know. And I was in there in Ashworth, and this strange character, an inmate, came up to me and started talking about his position. He said, told me he could speak over 100 languages, and then began waffling at me in utter gobbledygook. It was something like, told me he could speak all these strange languages, you see, but he could speak them, but nobody could understand them, including himself. And the strange thing was, you know, I'd seen him in Ashworth, and he was harmless enough. Well, despite the fact that he killed a couple of people to get in there in the first place, but he seemed harmless enough. When I saw him, he was on medication. But about 15 years later, I was in the social services office in Preston, and who should be in there seeking help because he in rehabilitation, but the man who spoke 100 voices. I took one look at him and thought, I'm staying out of the way of that one. So I did an about turn and came back the next day. I was working for social services at the time, you see. Time passes. Also in Ashworth Hospital, there was Graham Young. Graham Young was dressed up as Adolf Hitler, believe it or not. He'd grown himself a little moustache here. It was black, you know, and he had a big Nazi flag on his cell wall. They allowed him to do all this. He got books, you know, Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler, My Struggle, you know. Yeah, by Adolf Hitler. Yeah, and Graham Young recognised me from the Scrubs where we'd met many years before, when the hospital officer persuaded him to make me a cup of tea. That was nice of him, wasn't it? Considering he was a notorious poisoner. Yeah, Ashworth Hospital, they're extremely secure. The staff were all in the Prison Officers Association. Much good that may do them. Not sure if they still are, but they were part of the union. All the union seemed to be good for was raising funds so that the executive committee could spend it, because that's what they did, believe it or not. And I reported them to the police. That didn't make me very popular. Didn't get the money back either. But anyway, another secure unit I was sent to work. I did a couple of weeks training at Prestwich Hospital. That wasn't a criminal hospital. It was for people who were suffering from psychiatric disorders. So the first day I arrived at Prestwich Hospital, this guy came to me, had like a sheets of paper on a big book with him, and he was walking around ticking all these things off, and came up to me and said, introduced himself. Hello there, my name's George or something. They said, I'd be delighted to show you round. So, very nice, you know, that's a smartly dressed man in a suit and tie and immaculately presented. Took me around the ward, showed me this, that and the other, and I've been talking to this George for about an hour, you know, generally speaking around, and one of the staff with the white collar, the white outfits on came up to me and said, do you know who that is? I said, I'm not, I assume he's one of the doctors or one of the senior staff. He said, that is a patient. He said, he's been in here for 20 odd years. He's absolutely dangerous. Stay away from him. Yeah, and this guy had been showing me around the hospital. Yeah. Just because they're insane doesn't mean that they present themselves as being insane. Strange place, Prestwich Hospital. Yeah, I did a couple of weeks there. They had the usual groups, you know, you sit down in a circle and introduce yourself, you know. My name's John, you know, I'm a hospital officer. I work at Strangeways Prison, you know, and I'm here to learn about psychotherapy. And that's what I was doing for 2 weeks. Yeah. It was an interesting course. Another course I did was at Armley Jail. That's in Leeds. It's a standard jail at Armley Jail, quite a big old Victorian lump of a thing. Solid stone outside walls, you know. In a very impressive front gate. Very impressive. Have a look at pictures of Armley Jail in Leeds. I was there on a promotion course. They never would promote me. I mean, I'm far too mad for that. Send me to Prestwich. But they certainly ain't going to promote me. So that's a little tales from the jails today. A little bit about Ashworth Hospital. Difficult to get in and out of, yeah. High security. And the inmates are in there. No wonder they're in there. Some of them are seriously offenders, you know. People in for murdering their victims and then eating them. Yeah, I escaped alive. Thank you very much. Don't forget, if you'll enjoy this little chat, which was just a little chat today, do subscribe and maybe get my book, Psychic Screw. It's on Amazon.